right. Hi, this is Ange the Geek with Yoda's News, and I'm here with the Hasbro team today to ask some very important and very serious questions. Ooh, so you better get ready. Get your thinking cap on. We're going. So we have, of course, at Yoda's News, we have a good following of people, and they submitted their questions. So this is from the people themselves. Even better. And please bear with me because I don't have my glasses on, so we're going to do a little bit of this. But in the meantime, let's have some fun here. So when deciding on characters in both the Vintage Collection and the Black Series, how important is it completing the set, completing the groups of the characters? Like, for example, in both scales, they have characters in certain groups that have one or two or even three figures, but do not feel complete. I mean, like the Black Series helmet line has been fantastic, and it seems like it's still going strong. And over the years, Hasbro's made the occasional replica blaster for the Nerf line. So do you think that's going to be something that you guys are going to continue as far as going with completing the sets and that continuation through?
For character stuff and
yes,
and completing the crew is kind of how we talk about it. And I think it's just a matter of time. I think we all want to have complete groups of characters and crews. So we get around to that when we can. And there are different dynamics at play for Vintage Collection and Black Series, and how much investment there is in those from fans, and because of that, our ability to respond to that in a timely manner. But we try, and I think we've talked about this before. A lot of it's the balance of all the massive amount of new entertainment doesn't help with getting to a giant crew. But it helps keep the brand alive and keeps excitement around things, so ongoing and that sort of thing. But
there's something for everyone, right? We totally understand that there were requests for completing some crews. Yeah, we all
because collectors, we can be a little crazy.
Oh, not at all. You tell us what you want, and we appreciate that. Let us know. But for us, it's everyone has something that they love. There's people that love the new media, some people that love animation that wants to complete some of those crews. And then we also have the original trilogy, and we do things we pipeline Moma Nadan and things along those lines, right? So we basically want to give everyone a little something, but we're totally cognizant of what fans are requesting. So keep telling us, and we hear you.
You hear that? Mass spam them with all your suggestions.
That's not what I said.
We hear you anyway.
I think the dialogue on fan sites is important, and and we're there. We're part of those groups. So we might not always jump in and participate in a discussion, but we are actively watching and listening to the discussion.
So what are those tag handles?
Well, I don't have to read. I'm not making the posts, so I read the tag handles.
Lurking in the background. I will just quickly say, whoever asked that question did it very politely, but we appreciate it. We read it. We are lurking in the background. So thank you, and we appreciate you for asking that.
Well, and I think just keep the characters that you want to see, keep talking about those characters. That's important to us.
I mean, it keeps them alive.
If there's fan votes, all that sort of stuff, the more those characters rise to the top, the sooner we're going to get to those, is the honest truth. So
awesome. Well, thank you for that one. Is there any possibility for the Black Series Nerf blasters line to complete the helmets and the lightsabers?
I mean, everything's a possibility for sure, but for nothing to announce at this moment. We're excited that we were able to do some of our own FX Elite lines and our own premium roleplay items. Today we actually just saw a video because we were leaning in, and we wanted to do something casual and fun for some of the new reveals and that world of helmets, because we have so many that we revealed in the recent years, months, a lot. But nothing in mind, but if there's requests or interest for specific things among Nerf, let us know.
Okay, because it's all about the Nerf.
It's Nerf or nothing.
Nerf or die, right? Has there been any consideration for Battlefront 2 inspired repaints for the Battle Droid and Clone Trooper 2-pack?
Well, we don't have anything to announce. I mean, those sort of things are always on our radar, though. I mean, they're cool characters. The games were great. I think I mean, most of us played them at one point or another. So like they're in our awareness, and it's a matter like all the other stuff of juggling whether that's the right thing at the right time and whether that fills a request from fans more than something else might.
Yeah. That was a very specific ask, like the redeco of this.
Yeah.
And like,
I like
I
that.
get it. Keep thinking for
Yeah.
us.
Going, yes.
Yeah, and I like that. Like
And then the royalties come back, right?
Well, I think the thing is, it's like the more informed requests from fans. Just saying, like, hey, I want all the characters doesn't help us. Like, hey, like here's a great character that I like, and here's the way I would accept that character.
That's
like,
a true fan.
Yeah.
That's a true fan.
And
We
like
got
those
that.
are that is amazing stuff.
Yeah, you have some true fans.
We do. That we do. We appreciate them all. Are the vintage carded Black Series done now that there's been our OTJ set, or could there still be a future wave for them?
Well, there's always a chance.
Yeah. There's. You mean the Black Series carded?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah,
mean,
the anniversary
Kenner,
packaging
yes.
style. Yeah.
yeah. There's more anniversaries that come in the future. There always is, for example, and we love that heritage. We obviously do it on vintage, so it's a tool in our toolbox. Yeah.
Great. Thank you. Oh.
Yeah, it's a little tight. There's a lot of people coming to look at
Sweet.
stuff. So.
Will we possibly see a new Black Series Jingo Fett in the near future?
Oh wow.
That's another specific
Another
request.
specific-
Well, again, like you guys know how we're going to answer this. We
Yeah,
can't talk about anything that we haven't revealed.
Yes. Yeah.
But
Well, good to know.
It
That
is
someone
good to
requested
know.
I like
that.
again the specific requests and asks are very good.
And then, are you thinking of coming out with an updated TBC versions of the old playsets, like the Dagobah playset?
Dagobah?
Yeah, Dagobah. I'm always mixing that one up and the Imperial Tack Base and the Darth Star playsets.
Oh, like modern versions
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
classic
yeah.
Kenner stuff. I mean, they're
Heard hints, rumors.
well. I mean, you've seen like with the Light Cruiser hallway playset and other things like that. Like we like the playset format, like especially when it can be modular like that. Like there's nothing like that on the horizon for those specific things. But if there was, I couldn't tell you about it anyway.
I know.
But
Well, what can you tell me?
I can tell you we have an Imperial Light Cruiser hallway playset that is amazing and works really well with a lot of.
Forge playset that just revealed today, which is also amazing.
Yeah.
No, in general, like we take inspiration from new media, right? Like we saw for the Armor Forge. We also love taking inspiration from like old Kenner sets that we've done, and we love to take it like into our packaging and different ways inspired by it. So again, like we're lucky that we just have like this wealth of information in front of us and entertainment in front of us. So it's something that we keep in mind, and we can,
Yeah,
it's always
and I think it's one of those things too where like we see a lot of talk about figures that people want and brackets and voting for figures and talk about HasLabs and voting for HasLabs that fans want. But I think like all of the data about like that sort of research that you guys do and ask each other and discuss, like that's valid for play sets as well. Like please, like talk, like throw out your requests. Like if recreations or a revamp of those classic Kenner things for Hoth or Dagobah is important to fans, we want to know that. Because that's great for us. If we make toys that fans want, man, things are working.
Now, how do you guys see like the future? What do you think of as far as, I know you can't really say what's going to come up and everything that's going on, but how do you see the trends going as far as the figures, as far as the playsets? Is there something in particular that you think is going to be more standout in the coming months or the coming year?
I mean, in general, I feel like what we are trying to do is we're trying to promote more worlds building, right? Like we shared today, actually the past couple of days, there was a lot for Mandalorian, but it plays together very cohesively for us, right? Like, so that's something that we're trying to do more of. We talked about doing more themes in the coming year. So again, putting it all together into one common cohesive story, like Return to Tatooine, everyone knows. That's a big example of that. So in the coming years, I could see that thinking kind of come to life in different ways. So definitely stay tuned. Return to Tatooine, we already announced, but it's in our mind. Like that's what we're trying to do as we think about the line. It's just to really build it like a puzzle piece.
Make a world that's coming together.
like a puzzle piece. Yeah,
Well,
it's
we
all
try
about that.
And we try and think about that not just in TVC,
Black Series.
but in Black Series.
Yep.
I mean, even how the helmets and how lightsabers, how all that stuff works to build a bigger, more cohesive story that supports each other.
Yeah.
Because the more successful each of those products are, and the more that fans invest in that, the more TVC fans show up and buy TVC, the more TVC we'll make. It's the same with Black Series. Black Series fans show up and buy a lot of Black Series, we make a lot of Black Series. So it's the same. Like, if fans really love lightsabers, show up and buy those lightsabers. Back the HasLabs like the fans did in Force this time. It's amazing, and like that's a snowball that's building. So.
Well, thank you for that. Now, this last question is very serious. Take a deep breath.
Okay.
What is your favorite toy?
Of all time? Oh my God.
Okay, here at the convention, here at SDCC.
My personal favorite, can I say the Cantina?
Why not?
I'm going to say the Cantina.
Why not?
There's so many layers to the Cantina. It's been a dream project. Like the ability to work on that for myself has been a dream, but to know how important the Cantina was to so many fans. And I think just the level of detail we were able to put into it and how we were able to execute that. I mean, if the Cantina was a mainline item, it wouldn't be what it is. But because we have the HasLab system and the way we can do that and really, in some ways, over-deliver for fans on a product like that, I mean, that's not a traditional, like, go to the store and buy it item. That's next level. And, like, the commitment from fans showing up for that and backing those sort of things really... It delights me, and the fact that we can make that as special as it is makes that, I would say, my favorite from here.
And yours?
I mean, he had to have said, if you didn't say Cantina, someone had to say the Cantina, right? Like, absolutely, that is obviously the biggest piece for us here. Let me think of, like, what we revealed today that we really, I mentioned this already. One of my favorites is the Imperial Armored Commando. I think it's such a cool troop builder, and he's such a cool character. And just having multiple of those, like flanking in the action scenes that we saw in season 3, for example, I love figures like that. So I think that's like one of my favorites from today.
Well, thank you guys so very much. I really, really appreciate you taking the time, talking to all the fans here at Yoda's News, and we'll see you again next year,
hope so, yeah.
Right? With more great, amazing things to talk about. Now, you have to think about what your favorite one is going to be for next year. So,
there's a lot. The list of favorites is very long.
That might happen next year.
There's not one, is the answer. There is maybe a top 100 list. So I can go, we've got another few years of my favorites before we run out. So.
Okay, so then next year we'll get that next, and we'll keep doing it every single year.
Okay, cool.
All right.
That story.
Yes.
That cohesive theme.
Exactly.
Yoda's News.
All comes together. All right, with that, thank you so much, guys.
Thanks,
and have a great
everybody.
one.